Many years ago, I was quite peripatetic or itinerant, meaning I moved around a lot. I happened to move into yet another neighborhood, and because I had the reputation for having game, in whatever sport you could imagine, a number of parents in the neighborhood came to my new home. It happened to be spring, and back in those days, baseball, not football, was the national pastime. The parents asked if I would be kind enough to teach their kids the basics of baseball. I told them that I was quite busy, but I could try to carve out some time to teach their young ones. The parents were quite happy. We arranged that I would meet their kids at a nearby park. On Saturday morning, I met the excited kids at the park. As we walked toward the baseball diamond, guess what we saw? Right in the middle of the field were a bunch of old men doing pathetically slow, wimpy movements. The kids were confused and began to scream and cry. I was pissed. But to calm the kids, I told them that we would come back again next weekend. The old men would probably be dead by then. The next Saturday morning, we all congregated at the park again. Guess what we saw? Those same old men doing those wimpy and pathetically slow movements. I was a hothead back then, and I could hold it back no longer. I told one of the kids to hand me a bat. I'm going to go and throw down on the old men and get them off the baseball field. But I looked at my arms and my incredible guns, realizing that I don't need a bat. The combination of my fists and arms with the G-force that I can create will thoroughly take down those old men. So I ran toward the old men to beat them down. What happened? This story, whether or not it was true, is an example of one of those in-class quizzes for which students are not graded. Back in the pre-COVID days, some students had the nerve to say that the old men kicked my butt. I would be flabbergasted, telling the student, how could decrepit old men get the better of your professor, the buff muscular man with a year-round tan? Wimpy, slow-moving, decrepit old men against my guns and G-force capabilities. Some of the students still claimed that the old men would get the better of me. In this fun in-class quiz, sometimes certain students would know that what the old men were practicing was Tai Chi. And besides being a type of moving meditation that is great for one's health, this activity happens to be one of the soft martial arts. So, in the story, I run toward the old men, and my incredible strength and G-force would be used against me. Their movements were so fluid as I was being thrown to and fro. It was like the old men were using my force. Their movements were beautiful, and in a way, and my embarrassing falls caused a great deal of shame for me. The kids wanted to have nothing more to do with me, and I had to again move from another neighborhood. Was this a true story, or just another yarn from an old man? In any case, what those old men were demonstrating was an example of Wu Wei, a type of non-action.